Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PPA Tour Australia. My name is Dylan Kimlin. Sitting alongside me,
0-0-2.
Adam Hall. We are about to get underway with our first quarterfinals of the day. Rose Van Rieck, Jay Greewall taking on Mitchell Hargraves and Amelia Schmidt.
Side out.
Starting strong. Straight down the middle, Schmidt, recognising the gap.
0-0-1.
This will be 3 games to 11, win by 2. Should we get to a third game, the players will rotate at 6. Utilising the Joola Fast 40s. Our official for this game, David J.
One 0-1. Point.
And we can see the lob recovery there from Greewall. Just a little bit off.
2-0-1.
2-point lead here.
Second server. 2-0-2.
Oh, what a wonderful roll.
Point.
Adam, I know that you've had the experience of covering these two for quite a bit now. Any history between these two teams? if you know
3-0-2.
of?
Well, there's plenty of history, Dylan. There's a nice
Point.
shot there by Mitch Hargraves. Yeah, there's plenty of history. These are two well-established pairings, especially in this format. Mitchell Hargraves and
4-0-2.
Amelia Schmidt, multiple-time gold medal winners in mixed doubles.
Side out.
And Rose Van Rieck and Jay Greewall have partnered together for all of this year. And I think in
0-4-1.
the head-to-head, though, Dylan, I think they'll be looking for their first victory over Amelia Schmidt and Mitch Hargraves. And it's going to be a tough encounter, this
Second
one.
server.
But if they're to do it, what an occasion to do it in.
Yeah,
0-4-2.
exactly right.
Rose Van Rieck, hometown girl. We've adopted her here on the Gold Coast.
Side out.
Yeah, and fair enough too. She's a fan favourite, that's for sure. Beloved figure here in the Australian pickleball scene.
4-0-1.
4-0 Schmidt to bring it in. It seems to me, Adam, that Schmidt is playing really aggressive straight off the bat.
Well, it's quite an intimidating and imposing
Second server.
person across
4-0-2.
her side of the net and Jay Greewall, so she's going to have to play aggressive, but she's going to have to also be very
Point.
careful about the moments she plays aggressive against him.
5-0-2.
Yeah, Van
Side
Rieck
out.
capitalising on the net, one of the most deadly players at the kitchen line that we have here in the Australian pickleball scene.
0-5-1.
Currently serving it in. Ooh.
Point.
Bit of a bob and weave action. Rose getting out of the way. Looks like both sides are opting for a stacking
1-5-1.
play style. Now, Adam, do
Point.
you feel what's going to be the difference here? Who do you think needs to step up to take the victory?
I think it's probably more or less in the hands of Jay Greewall if he's going to step up on
2-5-1.
that side of the net. He's going to have to play big to counter-attack what both Hargraves and Schmidt are going to throw his way.
Second server.
He's going to need to make sure that he minimises errors. Early ones are
2-5-2.
okay. Fortunately, side out scoring here, so missing an error
Side out.
on serve isn't too costly, but
Yep.
we see
Good
here
serving.
now a bit of a deficit, and Hargraves and Schmidt have just regained service here.
5-2-1.
Don't want to pull away too quickly. that's big. That's
Second
nice.
server.
Jay Grewal there.
This side, Amelia. Five, two, two.
Oh, double end
Side out.
backhand by Hargraves, not
Rose
to be.
serving.
Once again, another side out. Everyone's in colour at the moment, Adam. I don't know what's going on here, whether there was a discussion made before the
Two,
game.
five,
but
one.
looking good on the court. 2-5-1.
They do say, Dylan, look
Second
good,
server.
feel good.
Yeah, we are feeling good here at Gold Coast at the moment. If you are a local resident, I highly recommend coming on down to Royal Pines. Nice warm day. Some exquisite
2-5-2.
pickleball on display for you all.
Side out. Amelia's, Mitch serving. 5-2-1.
And we can see, Adam, that
Second server.
Amelia's done that forehand drive down the line several times now. Seems that Greeball's getting on top of it.
5-2-2. Side out.
Yeah, it's nice early on for
Rose
Jay.
serving.
He's going to need to play big, as we mentioned earlier before. Rose Van Reek hasn't seen too many balls, coincidentally enough.
2-5-1.
And she's very damaging when you send it her way, so tactic might be to keep it away from her.
Point.
There we go. A bit of a mix-up there for Greewall, trying to cross-dink it with Mitchell Hargraves. Alternatively, you could say that Hargraves has had significantly less amount of the ball out of the pairing thus far.
3-5-1. Point. Was that time, I mean? Time.
And then we have a timeout here on the side of Hargraves and Schmidt. Just reassess some things. That was a quick exit off the court there.
Score is 4. Score is 5.
Straight after that, it makes you wonder what happened, whether Amelia wasn't too pleased with her shot or not. But regardless, the player's having a good breather and, more importantly, getting hydrated. It's supposedly winter here in Gold Coast at the moment, Adam, but I reckon it'll be pushing high 30s or mid-30s at least. That's in Celsius for our international viewers. It's been a good one, though. Great weekend thus far.
So good, Dylan. And the conditions undercover here couldn't be any more perfect for the players. There's no sun in anyone's eyes here. There's no favoured end.
Yep.
And the spectators, they've really enjoyed this one, gathering around. There's lots to do and see, so if you are a
Come on in,
resident,
thanks,
make sure you
Amelia.
do come on down. We can accommodate you all.
And the players have
Score's
re-entered
4,
the
Rose.
courts. Van Reek to bring it in. Currently, the score of 4-5.
4-5-1.
Nice work there by
Point.
Rose Van Reek, changing the angle, going direct at Mitch Hargraves.
5-5-1. Second server.
Ooh, smash was there. Immediately looks at Greeball. Was that in? Was that out? We've all been there, Rose.
Really important to flush those
5-5-2.
ones out, Dylan, and move on to the next point.
Ooh, Schmidt with a smash attempt.
Point.
Speaking of the smash, we did see them play last night, ironically. Mitchell Hargraves versed Amelia Schmidt. Schmidt getting the cookies in that exchange.
6-5-2.
Oh,
Point.
lunging effort there for Hargraves. And just like that, Van Reek and Greewall have taken the lead.
7-5-2.
Well, this has been really
Point.
calculated stuff now, Dylan, by Greewall and Van Reek. They started this game 0-5 down.
8-5-2.
Now they find themselves 8-5-2 up.
Point.
Yeah, there we go. I mentioned that timeout called by Amelia. Something wasn't right. She's not overly pleased with herself. And once again, we have another timeout here, Adam.
Time.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a bit of a breather as Amelia does as well. Bounce into a commercial break. Be back
Joel,
live
your
straight after
serving
this.
scores 9.
What's your duper?
Welcome back to this quarterfinal clash.
1-5-2.
Quarterfinal clash between Jay Grewell, Rose Van Reek, Amelia Schmidt, and Mitchell Hargraves. The tale of this one so far. Hargraves and
10-5-2.
Schmidt started so well.
Oh, and a body to end
Point.
it. Amelia
game.
copping
Are
one
you
to the
okay,
forehead.
Amelia?
The first game going to the combination of Van Reek and Grewal. Adam, that was terrific. We saw, like you said, a bit of a deficit for the combination of Van Reek and Grewal. They dug deep. 2 timeouts on the side of Schmidt and Hargraves didn't matter. They clearly have got some things to work out here.
They certainly do, Dylan. And I was going to comment before it was over all too soon. Hargraves and Schmidt, they started 0-5 there. What a brilliant start it was, but that's where they stayed, Dylan.
Yep.
And the comeback there by Van Reek and Grewal, simply excellent. And welcome back as we kick
Right
things
out.
off in the second set here. First set
0-0-1.
there, taken out by Rose Van Reek and Jay Grewal. And power there by Mitchell
Second
Hargraves.
server.
Hitting the ball down with force to the feet of Rose Van Reek.
0-0-2. Side out. Zero, zero, one. Point. One, zero, one. Second server. 1-0-2. Point. Two, zero, two.
A nice
Point.
aggressive play there by Amelia
Right,
Schmidt
please,
to take
Rose.
on Jay Grewal there.
3-0-2.
Nice backhand
Side
there by Jay Grewal.
Zero, 3-1. Second server. Zero, 3-2. Side out. Mid serving. 3-0-1.
And this
Same
one,
server.
Dylan, starting off a little similar like the first game here, with Hargraves and Schmidt off to a bit of a lead. We've seen a couple of side outs now.
Oh, the question, Adam, is
Point.
whether they can maintain it. We saw in the first game not to be. They got to that 5 point and just stayed there.
4-0-2.
This is definitely a better start for the duo, though.
Side out.
Commentator's curse, mate.
Right
It's a real
serving.
thing. Side out once more. Van Reek to bring it in. Currently 0-5-1.
0-4-1. Second server.
Adam, it looks like we are seeing plenty of smashes coming off of Hargraves' paddle thus far, playing
0-4-2.
a bit aggressive.
Yeah, he's certainly a
Point.
very calculated player, is Mitch Hargreaves. But he's never too overzealous. When he smashes, it's
1-4-2.
because it's there.
Oh, so good.
Point.
Van Reek recognising the opportunity. Catching Hargraves off guard. First point there.
2-4-2.
Locked in for Van Reek. 2-4.
Nice initiation there by
Point.
Jay Grewal. And what about the finish from his partner, Rose Van Reek?
Yeah, the old alley-oop. You put him up, I'll put it down. Combining well.
To you, Amelia. 3-4-2.
Oh, that was probably
Side
going
out.
out. Van Reek getting caught out. Side out once more.
Amelia serving.
Always a character, Roses.
To you, Joe. 4-3-1.
And an uncharacteristic
Second
miss
server.
by Hargraves there on the dink.
4-3-2.
And a powerful shot
Point.
to mop up that mistake.
Yep. That's one way to prove you wrong, Adam. Beautiful drive down the left.
5-3-2.
Oh, he mopped that one up for
Point.
sure. Took his time. You can see Hargraves waiting there, ready to pounce, pop up, put away. Well, they got past that 5 point hump that they were stuck on last game, Adam.
6-3-2.
Much better here from the duo furthest from camera.
Point.
I wonder if we'll see a timeout. Yep, that is the case.
Timeout called.
Greenwall and Van Reek opting to have a breather. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bounce into a commercial break. Straight after this, we'll get stuck into it once more for the second game of this quarterfinal.
Mitch scores 7. You're serving.
What's your duper?
Welcome back, everyone. PPA Tour Australia quarterfinal underway once more. Game 2. If you are just tuning in, the combination of Greenwall and Van Reek took the first one. However, their opposition are starting strong. Oof. Not much in that. Side out. Greenwall and Van Reek have a chance here to get some points on the board.
Jay Greenwall there just wishing out his moment again. Would have let that go long. That's a nice winner there. Dylan Kimlin down the middle by Rose Van Reek.
When she starts bopping around, you know you're in trouble. Terrific drive down the middle. Oh, the shot was there too. Flicked it to the right corner, but that's called long. I think Greenwall had a gentleman's moment there. Amelia Schmidt caught in the kitchen. He thought to himself, do I do this? But no. Good egg behaviour there. Side out. Two out balls in a row there off the paddle of Greenwall. Oh, absolutely demolished. Rose Van Reek, big smile on her face. She's happy with that one. She gets it back. Second server here for the duo of Schmidt and Hargraves. Oh, the hands were flying. Schmidt and Hargraves winning that engagement there from their opposition. Schmidt to bring it in currently.
10-4-2.
Match point situation, or game point rather, 10-4-2.
Side out. Rose serving.
And timely save here, Dylan Kimlin regaining serve. Needs to
4-10-1.
start a run of points here now.
Reset was phenomenal. Jay, unfortunately, he couldn't get the easy one over, and that's rough. Second serve up.
4-10-2. Swan. Side out.
And that's a service error. That stings Adam.
10-4-1. Sand server.
Nice recovery there from Jay Grewal. Couple of mistakes in a row. Looking for the side out here.
10-4-2.
Trying to save a game point. And they do save
Side
the
out.
game point now. Ball in hand with Rose Van Reek. It's time to score some points for Van Reek and
4-10-1.
Grewal.
Yeah, it feels, Adam, that they're a little bit out of sync with their speed ups at the moment, Grewal and Van Reek. They're just swinging for the skies and hoping for the best.
4-10-2.
Ooh, speaking about
Point.
swinging for the skies, Amelia Schmidt popping it up high, goes too long, however.
5-10-2. Side out. Ten 5-1.
Oh, hands battle, there we go. Schmidt and Hargrave securing the second one. We are bouncing through to a game 3, ladies and gentlemen, for this quarterfinal of your PPA Tour Australia. Before we do that, we're going to bounce into a commercial break and be back live here with our third game thriller straight after this.
What's your duper? What's your duper?
Welcome back to the PPA Tour. Dylan Kimlin, Adam Hall sitting here, who's about to get underway with our game 3. And we were just saying off camera, ladies and gentlemen, that Jay and Rose got a little bit of work to do here for this game 3. They looked a little bit rough in that second one. We know what they are capable of. They need to dig deep.
Yeah, I just think the difference here for Grewal and Rose Van Reek could be if Grewal can actually target more of the body areas of his direct opponent, Amelia Schmidt. He needs to tighten up at the body because Amelia Schmidt, time and time again, has just been able to figure him out. Hit a heavier ball his way. A couple of mistakes. Mistakes are going to matter now, Dylan.
Oh, switch again. Hargraves capping up.
Point.
As Amelia Schmidt got caught a little bit unawares there, but her partner was there to save the day. As we are in a game 3, ladies and gentlemen, the players will swap at 6. Winner of this goes through to the semis. Everything riding on this game 3.
3-0-1.
Nice
Second
attack
server.
there from Jay Grewal.
You see Jay just taking his time here. Fair enough too. A warm, warm morning here in the Gold Coast.
3-0-2.
3-0 lead.
Side out.
An important side out here, Dylan.
Yep.
They've got away again. It's a nice
Yeah,
little
3-1.
lead. They've done that in each of their games.
Yeah, the time is now for
Grand server.
Rose and Jay. They can't be popping those balls up when Hargraves gets
Yes,
those
sir.
opportunities up in the air. You know they're coming back with interest.
Point.
I mean, Grewal and Van Rieck will take it. That ball had some velocity. Double stacking effect here. Adam, we can see Amelia starting on the far right side.
1-3-2. Point.
2 errors off the paddle of Schmidt, double end backhand into the net, and that's a forehand drive.
Yeah, that one's probably a bit more uncharacteristic from what we've seen from
2-3-2.
Schmidt in this game so far. She normally puts those away.
Ooh. And the fellas are starting to warm up here. Hands battle's getting us going, entertaining. Game 3 underway.
And if Van Rieck and Grewal are to win this match, Grewal's going to have to win more hands battles than he's won so
3-3-2.
far. Big performance required from him.
Cross think their attempt. And that is a bit of a change there as we
Time
see a
call.
timeout on the side of Schmidt and Hargraves.
call.
We've just seen 2 speed up errors on the paddle of Schmidt, and then she's opted to slow things down.
And smart use of the timeout here because they did have a nice little lead, 0-3 to start. But as you can see on the scoreboard now, Van Rieck and Grewal have well and truly got themselves back into this quarterfinal clash, up 4-3.
Yeah, and keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we have another quarterfinal going on our second court. Hop over there and watch on our PPA Tour Australia YouTube channel and all of our other footage this weekend. It's been an absolute blast covering all the games for you thus far. The quality, Adam, of this tournament, my goodness, absolutely
Oh, your
elite.
serve, you get 4. Second serve.
Yeah, well, the round of
Second
16
serve. You
matches,
guys are 3, they're 4.
they could have well and truly been semi-finals or, in fact, finals.
Easily.
Right, Amelia?
Our players are back in. Grewal to serve.
4-3-2.
4-3-2. There we
too
go.
high.
Better.
Side out.
One thing we must say too, I
Mitch
probably
serving
should have
at
mentioned
3.
earlier, Adam, in that Mitchell and Amelia played very late last night, 11 o'clock.
3-4-1.
There we go. I said earlier, Grewal wanted to be a nice guy. Nah, not anymore. Medals on the line, putting that one away.
3-4-2. Point.
just would like to see Grewal stay in that dink battle with Mitch Hargraves. Every time he's looked to engage with Amelia Schmidt, he hasn't very often come up trumps. And with that one, just an error into the net.
4-4-2.
Yeah, speed up by Hargraves down the left side is good. Here we go. They're starting to find themselves. This is getting interesting.
5-4-2.
Oof.
Point.
Speed up
That's
is good,
it.
and that
Game,
brings up the
game
6-4
three.
rotation. The players will go to the other sides of the court. Adam, I had a bit of a funny moment last night. I was actually speaking to Amelia Schmidt after calling her game at around 11 p.m. She, I might get her in trouble for saying this, but she may have lost a bit of a
You're serving
family
6-4-2.
locket. So after the game, she was running around these courts looking for it. We did end up finding it.
Guys,
But
second
who wants to
serving
have a
shot.
treasure hunt after a pickleball tournament? I'll tell you that. So I did mention earlier about the fatigue aspect for these two players because they were up playing very high-level pickleball at such a late time. Whereas for Grewal and Rose, you know, they had a little bit of a break, a little bit. So as we are getting into the absolute clutch time here, day 3, quarterfinal, game 3, who can stay strong?
Well, it's going to be asking a lot of Mitchell Hargraves and Amelia Schmidt because, as you mentioned before, they had to play late, finish late. However, they've had many successes in tournaments like
So coming
this,
to you, Rose.
and they're looking to continue on here. They've got
You
the
right,
lead,
Rose?
6-4.
Right,
Amelia
Amelia?
Schmidt to bring us back
6-4-2.
into service.
What was that? It just sat on the net.
Time stands still in this game sometimes.
7-4-2.
Oh, and that's long. Crucial point here for the duo of Schmidt and Hargraves.
8-4-2.
Okay,
Right out.
they must respond. Van Rijk and Grewal.
Rose serving at 4.
If they are to build momentum,
4-8-1.
now is the time.
Oh, I just was hoping if Rose Van Rijk could get involved, she would end the point. It's building up nicely.
Oh, timeout called.
Grewal looking dangerous. He's always wanting to involve Amelia Schmidt. I just don't think that's the right game plan. We haven't seen it very often work in this match.
Welcome back, everyone. PPA Tour Australia. This is Dylan Kimmel and Adam Hall. We are currently live with our quarterfinals. Game 3. This is a close one. We can just see on the side of the court there the players are in deep conversation. Rose is trying to fire up her side. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mitchell and Amelia, you know, they're ready for a Sunday brekkie.
Well, it's 8-4 here in this quarterfinal clash. It's one game apiece. We're into the third game here. And the side of Grewal and Van Rijk are down currently, but they do have ball in hand for the serve. And we need to see a run of points from here, Dylan Kimlin.
And that's not it. You can see that they've opted to slow things down, Grewal and Van Rijk, but unfortunately, they need to get it back here. Defending the side out. Oh, the old
Trevor.
sneaky pinch of the ball. Greenwall coming in, threw everyone off guard. Terrific play, great defense from Schmidt and Hargraves, but in the end, the slower ball got the job done.
8-4-2.
And that ball sails long off the
Side out.
Hargraves paddle.
Right
Crucial
serving.
side out now.
4-8-1.
Scoreline has stood still here for a little bit of time.
We've seen that now, Adam, a couple of times.
Second server.
The last backhand speed up from Van Rieck went out. This one straight into the net from Greenwall. Front on volley's not working for the duo closest to camera.
And way to go there from Miller Schmidt. Time and time again when she's engaged with Greenwall.
And that's called long. We've had a challenge here on the side of Greenwall and Van Rieck. Confirmation from official Jay that it was out. Van Rieck and Greenwall need to bounce back here.
8-4-1.
I don't know what's on these nets, Adam, but the ball's just sticking to him at the moment.
Well, the humidity, Dylan. Could be the humidity.
Maybe it's
8-4-2.
slice of net teller. That's gone down the left side. Adam, not a fan of my dad jokes, apparently. We have a side out. Van Rieck to serve.
4-8-1.
Oh, well done there by Mitchell Hargraves to wrong foot with the forehand winner, Jay Greenwall. Aggressive play, needed at this time of the match.
4-8-2.
And again,
Side out.
2 successful strokes towards Greenwall from Hargraves. Gets the
Yeah,
job
they
done
serve.
once more. However, as you mentioned, Adam, they are stuck on this 8-4 hump.
8-4-1. Second server.
And that's a nice placement there from Jay Greenwall.
8-4-2. Side out.
And Hargraves and Schmidt are stuck here, Dylan. This will be the fourth side out of the third
4-8-1.
game, the quarterfinal clash.
Better. That is so much better from Greenwall. I was just thinking then, as we see a timeout, great call here from Hargraves and Schmidt. I feel that they just had to let their opposition make the mistake at them because, you know, we've just seen, as you said, 4 side outs on the side of Hargraves and Schmidt. So all Greenwall and Van Rieck just did then was get it in. They didn't have to do anything silly. As a result, they get the point. 3-point game, Adam. This is getting close.
Yeah, it's an interesting call you make there because, to be honest, I would say that Schmidt and Hargraves are quite proactive and they're looking to finish this game. But now we've just seen 4 side outs with the advantage that they have. And they haven't been able to get it done. So you might be onto something there. I think they might have just gone into the shell a little bit and just almost wanting their opposition to make the mistake. But it's not happening that way at the moment.
Well, it does make me wonder. I mentioned fatigue earlier. That's not just physical fatigue. It's also the mental fortitude to continue going. They've just made a couple of errors. Whereas momentum is a funny thing in the game of pickleball. Greenwall and Rose Van Rieck have every opportunity here to pounce.
You good, Mitch? Right, Rose. 5-8-1. Point.
Here we go. 2 points in it.
6-8-1.
They have found form at the right time, Adam.
And a brilliant hands battle exchange there, forcing Hargraves and Schmidt onto the baseline. The way that Rose Van Riek just made space for her teammate there, and Jay Grewal's fabulous.
That stings. Miss hit from Grewal. He had the shot too. Just clipped the side of the paddle. Yeah, you can see Jay's not impressed with himself. That's all right, mate. Bounce back. 1 point game. Yes, here we go. Tied game. I can definitely see, Adam, that we're seeing a lot of speed ups towards the side of Amelia Schmidt. Traditionally, she loves that. She wants the speed up to be able to counter. At the moment, it's not working for her, though.
8-8-2.
Yeah, look, early on in this match, we saw it working consistently for her. She was well and truly on top of Jay Grewal every time that he engaged with her. Just slipped a little now at the wrong time. But the class act she is, Dylan Kimlin.
9-8-2.
I expect her to adjust. It's time to lock in.
I was about to say, if anyone is going to get it done, Mitchell Hargraves needs to start playing aggressive. Poach as much as he can. He does exactly that, earns a side out, 8-9-1. OMJ. Grewal coming up clutch, forcing that play. Terrific.
8-9-2.
Oh, and a service error. That's big. This is a massive moment here for the duo of Van Riek and Grewal. They can strike. 2 points away from victory.
9-8-1.
Oh, great counter defence there by Mitch Hargraves. That ball was popped up high by Amelia Schmidt on the return.
9-8-2.
Highlight play for the duo of Schmidt and Hargraves, digging deep. Ooh, this is getting spicy. And you asked the question earlier, Adam, regarding Grewal. You know, he needed to come big, and he is being big right now. He needs to continue it, though.
A way to go there from Rose Van Riek. Hargraves trying to catch her napping and body bag, but she got the paddle in front of her body there.
8-9-2.
Yep. Schmidt, absolute punching bag at the moment with the ball's heading her way, and I believe we have a timeout here on the side of Van Riek and Grewal. I'm going to be honest with you, Adam. I think that's a timeout that's beneficial for Schmidt and Hargraves.
Potentially so. A little unclear as to who's got the service, though, Dylan. I believe potentially.
Yeah. 9, your first server.
Just had it confirmed there. So, yeah, in saying that, I mean, Grewal and Van Riek here obviously wanting to have a chat about how they're going to go on from here. They do have a 1 point advantage here, first to 11 in this quarterfinal clash, and they've had to do it the hard way. They've had to come from behind, Dylan. So if they're going to strike, they need to think about what sort of tactic has been working to get us to this point. Do we need to change anything or not? What is the thing that's working?
Honestly, I think Grewal has turned on at the right time. Rose is doing Rose things, you know, she's always consistent, performing well on that right side, but Jay has been crucial in probably the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think they've both really gone to work in playing some smart shots that have effectively meant that we've seen Schmidt and Hargraves had to defend from the baseline, and that's seen a few overhand slams from Jay Grewal and, in fact, Rose Van Reek.
Yep.
And if you can keep them on the baseline, well, you're probably a 90% chance of taking out that point.
Yeah, here we
You
go.
right, Dave?
Big moment for our
1-8-1.
game 3. There we go, got caught
Same
moving.
server.
Hargraves slowing it down.
9-8-2.
Adam, I called it. The
Side out.
timeout, I think,
Amelia
was not the
serving.
right call.
Well-
Because they had momentum, and now here we go. Schmidt and Hargraves get to pounce.
8-9-1. Point. Nine, 9-1.
Wow, what a pickup. Oh my goodness, the reset was insane. And as a result, they have done it the hard way, but we have a
9-1.
match point situation for our quarterfinal.
That's point. Game and match.
We're speechless in the booth right now. From that timeout, all of the momentum was in the way of Van Reek and Grewal, and Hargraves and Schmidt used it. They needed a break. They had a break, had a drink, reassessed, and then 2 quick errors, game's done.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad ending for Van Reek and Grewal, but classy finish there from Hargraves and Schmidt. They looked absolutely in control in that third game there, Dylan, and then quick as a flash almost, we started to see a real momentum shift with Van Reek and Grewal getting on top and in front, and they looked to take charge, but ultimately the classy finish from Schmidt and Hargraves. What a fantastic quarterfinal result. They'll move on, Dylan.
Yeah, and the theme for this event this weekend, Adam, I've said, is that pickleball's a cruel sport. We've had that there is quite literally a couple of points and they're knocked out. Jay and Rose fought so hard, and you can see Rose right now in deep reflection over that game. But we're all done. That's pickleball. We move on to the semis. We will see Schmidt and Hargraves feature as our other quarterfinalists currently going on our other court. Highly recommend you pop on over there with the wonderful casting duo of Gordo and Mike Newell. They're over there running amok, as expected. But we will leave the stream going for now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back soon, straight after this, with our semi-final action here at PPA Tour Australia.
What's your duper?
Welcome to the PPA Tour Australia. My name is Dylan Kimlin. Sitting alongside me, Mike Newell. We are about to get underway with our semi-final on our show court 1. This is going to be between the duo of Schmidt and Hargreaves versing Hart and Pascoe. Official for this game, Paul Campbell. This will be 3 games to 11, win by 2. Should we get to a third game, the players will rotate at 6, utilising the Jura Fast 40s. Mike, been a warm morning thus far, and this is going to be a hot action court, no doubt. What can we expect from this one?
Well, we're going to expect a really good match, number one. The matchups have been fantastic. The level of play here from the very early matches on to now is fantastic. So both teams have had to work hard to get through their draws and play some excellent pickleball. I've been watching both teams this morning, and yeah, we're going to see a real battle here. So Lucas and Katie have spent a lot of time together. They train together, and they play on a weekly basis, and they're going up against one of the veteran teams in Mitch Hargreaves and Amelia Schmidt. They've got probably more tournament matches together as a mixed doubles team than anybody else here in the draw. So it's going to be difficult. They're going to have to really, really decide what patterns they're going to use, how they're going to play, their strategy, and really execute their game plans to perfection.
Yep, I think you're spot on, mate, as we've had a absolute scorcher of a game just before this with Hargreaves and Schmidt just going up against Van Rieck and Grewal. It was very, very close in our game 3, so it's fair to say they've had their tough one to begin with, but here we go. Hart and Pascoe looks like they'll be receiving first with the duo of Schmidt and Hargreaves to bring it in.
Yeah, and as always with mixed doubles, we're going to be looking for that left side male player. So Lucas and Mitch will be playing the left side. Katie and Amelia will be playing the right side. And Katie being a lefty gives a little more firepower through the middle if needed. So Lucas doesn't always have to cross over too much, but we will see Lucas being very active.
Ooh, there's a jab from Pascoe, immediately getting himself involved in this one.
Yeah, Amelia tested him a little bit there with a ball down the line, and Lucas did a great job.
There we go. The fellas just showing their stuff. Hargreaves says, I can do it too.
Exactly, and everybody's in a bit of form. I saw some of Lucas's best play ever last night in the Major League Pickleball. And same with Katie getting to the finals of the women's yesterday. She was playing some of her best pickleball. So, you know, we've got a formidable matchup here. Amelia got a little winner there down the middle.
It's crazy, Mike, but I actually haven't seen Lucas play at all weekend. I've somehow been on a different court to him. So as a fan of the sport, let me tell you, I'm excited to be able to call this game and see him tear it up.
That's a big statement considering the amount of pickleball you've been watching. Let me tell you, baby, he's been on the court watching all day, every day. So that's a statement. But you're going to see some good stuff here, I imagine. Like I said, I saw Lucas play some of the best pickleball I've ever seen him play last night in the team format, and I'm sure he's going to do well here.
I caught it incorrectly. So
on the subject of Pascoe and Hart, Mike, what do we think? How do you think their play style is going to be?
Well, they're going to isolate Amelia a little bit. They're going to keep balls away from Mitch to start off, and make Amelia step up and play, or dodge as she just did there. Play a little dodge ball. But and then they're going to keep Mitch honest for sure. Katie's going to have to play a few backhands down the line. Lucas is going to hit some cross-court dinks. But I think we will see Katie and Amelia getting into a lot of cross-court exchanges. And Mitch trying to cover through the middle, take that forehand ball that just popped up a little bit. Mitch is an excellent mover. He sees the ball very early, and he's got all the firepower to attack when needed.
second server.
Unfortunately, firepower was lacking with that third shot drop, and we have a second server here.
1-0-2.
1-0-2.
Side out.
Yeah, still just finding his rhythm. Just a little error on the third shot, forehand drop, and then the third shot, forehand drive. Caught the net as well. So ball back to Katie Hart at 0-1.
Point.
There we go, first points on the board.
Lucas is very ready for that. Amelia does a really good job of speeding up off the bounce, but Lucas was on top of that one. And there's Katie keeping Mitch honest, going down his line just to make sure that he knows not to sneak too far to that middle.
2-1-1.
I was about to ask this question, Mike. Can we anticipate to see many cross-court battles between Lucas and Mitch?
I don't think we're going to see a lot of cross-court pattern over and over and over, but we'll definitely see both of them keep the other ones honest by going cross occasionally. But we'll see the ladies, Katie and Amelia, getting into some multiple balls cross-court and trying to set things up. The guys trying to sneak in and grab a ball through the middle possibly. Or then maybe keeping the guy honest by going down the line.
2-2-1.
There we go, and Lucas had a nice put away, but we've got to give credit to Katie there for setting that one up. He did the yum finishing shot, but Katie did a great job of setting it up with the backhand attack through the middle that popped up.
Yeah, and that is the beautiful aspect of our mixed pickleball here in Australia, the constant combination of trying to set your partner up.
2-2-1.
Currently 2-2-1. That double-handed backhand of his is lethal.
Yeah, and look, Lucas was doing that a little bit yesterday too. He'll lean towards the middle when that ball's in front of him with Amelia, but he's ready to cover that line. It looks like it's open, but it's really not. He's waiting for it, so she kind of bought into that one.
And that's absolutely pummeled. Hargrave sending that flying. You just get the feeling that both sides are just feeling each other out at the moment here, Mike.
3-2-2.
Yeah, they're getting into it. They're all in about second or third gear right now, and we're going to see it move up, escalate a little bit. Katie's keeping Mitch honest there again. And there he is again. Great job by Mitch there with that forehand across the middle. Lucas couldn't quite handle it.
2-3-1.
2-3-1. Here we go.
And Mike, I'm curious, as a coach, you've obviously worked alongside Katie Hart for a very long time. Is this something,
2-3-2.
like all of our professional players here have coaching staff, but as someone who's watching her play, are you constantly thinking to yourself, well, we need to work on that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's a never-ending saga working with Katie. I've been working with her since she's 11. She's 21 now, but the majority of that was tennis. So it's only been about a year and a half since she really converted to pickleball and is doing a great job. So one of the great things about pickleball is just the ability to improve. You know, the game changes a little bit, the equipment changes, and, you know, just the ability to improve is there. So, yeah, constantly working on stuff.
Yeah, and we've had an outball there called from Schmidt.
3-3.
The challenge from Pascoe, confirmation from official Campbell that it was in.
3-3-1.
3-3-1, here we go.
Second
And there we
server.
saw Amelia and Mitch stacking there. Yep. Mitch hitting that return and then quickly zipping over to that left side of the court to play his favorite little area. And Katie and Lucas doing the same thing. Katie's going to hit the serve, slide over to her right so she can play her favorite right side.
Side out.
I think Hargrave's had a very consistent weekend thus far, Mike. All of the events he's
Well,
played.
you know, Hargraves has had a pretty consistent 2 years, to be honest. You're right. You know, Mitch is not one of those guys that you ever really see drop too low. Great Ernie there from Pascoe again. Just, it looks like that line might be open, and he is so quick off the spot. It comes from a tennis background. He sees the ball very early, and he just pummeled that Ernie cross court.
Okay, he's finding form. Danger signs when Pascoe starts swinging.
3-3-1. Second server.
And there's a renowned flick of his with a double-handed backhand speed up into the net, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little
3-2.
impatient there. That ball wasn't quite there, I thought, but if he just waits a little bit longer, I reckon he'll get a decent one to attack.
Yeah, it's
There we
almost like
go.
you know what you're talking about, Mike. Ask and you shall receive, pump
Yeah.
down the right side.
And again, it all started off with that down the line shot by Amelia, and Lucas was right there on top of it.
4-3-2.
She's hasn't come out on top with that pattern. I'll tell you what she has done really well, though, is Katie has rolled some thirst shots right down at her feet with Lucas straight in crashing, and she's done a fantastic job of keeping the ball low in cross court. And that Lucas moving forward puts a lot of pressure on her, but she's handled it really well.
3-4-1.
And again, Katie thinking that line's open, trying to keep Mitch honest there, but these guys are quick.
4-4-1.
It looks like there's a space, and then all of a sudden they're in it, and it's coming back with some spice on it.
Oh, cross tank speed up is unreal. Hargraves lunging it at heart there.
Yeah, he got a good spot there, right into the body, and great
5-4-1.
disguise on that one. He's been dinking that ball with that same preparation the whole time, and then he just decides to flick it. Instead of going cross, he's gone down the line right at Katie's body.
Just called long. Forehand drive attempt was there.
Timeout, receiving team 1
And
minute.
we have a timeout on the side
Score is 6-4-1.
of Hart and Pascoe. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a quick breather here and bounce on a commercial back. We'll be back live for our semi-final straight after this.
What's your duper?
Go, Hart!
That's Mike Neal cheering on his side as we are back live with PPA Tour Australia. Semi-final action here in the Gold Coast. A nice warm morning to get us started.
No bias here, Dylan. No bias here. Objective commentating coming your way.
We can just see official Campbell having a chat to the players, and we can get started once more. Hargraves to bring it in. Close game to get us started for this game
6-4-1.
one. 6-4-1.
Oh, yeah, Mitch knew it. Mitch knew it. He was almost caught in the cookie jar there. But Katie just didn't execute that backhand
7-4-1.
line, but she had it open with Mitch moving to the center. But again, that's part of the reason that these guys move a lot,
Second server.
is to really try and bait players into hitting there, you know, trying to force them to hit where they want you to hit, not where you want to hit.
7-4-2.
So great job by Mitch there. And he didn't even have to hit a ball.
Nope.
Point.
Yeah, we call that a high five hit. Pascoe and Hart both going for it. Unfortunately, ends up in the net.
Yeah, Amelia's renowned for speeding up off the bounce cross.
8-4-2.
And until it stops working, she'll keep doing it. And Katie was sitting on that forehand, I think, but didn't quite execute it. So we'll watch and see if that pattern keeps working out. Great attack into the body there by Katie, and a good finish by Lucas. At Mitch. You know, both of these female players
4-8-1.
are absolutely not afraid to take the guys on. If they get the right ball, They don't mind speeding up straight ahead and taking on the players. And there you go. Saw the forehand bounce speed up from Amelia cross court, and Katie was just sitting on that forehand.
Yeah, the ladies have come to play, and this is really starting to ramp up here for our game 1.
5-8-1. Points.
Rare error there for Schmidt. The shot was there, execution not.
Yeah, exactly. That was in the yum-yum zone. So Amelia said, I need to take a
Timeout.
little break after
17
that
per
one.
minute.
Want to have a little drink of water and relax and compose myself.
Well, we should probably bring it up, Mike. In the quarterfinal that I just called between Schmidt and Hargraves, Greeball and Rose Van Reek, Hargraves and Schmidt called every timeout every game. They used both timeouts each game. Now, they played very late last night, 11 o'clock-ish, so fair to say fatigue is a thing with these two. And if they can have a breather, you know, they're going to take it.
Yeah, well, that's one reason that you would use a timeout for sure, is just to take a break, have a drink of water, relax. But then, you know, there's so many momentum shifts in a game of pickleball that, you know, you're going to call a timeout just to slow the other team down a little bit. So it's definitely used as a tactic just to cool them off. And, you know, I'd love to see the stats. We got pickleball stats for the game. I want to see the stats with what happens after they call a timeout, because I tell you what, from my personal knowledge, without statting this, I will go out on a limb and say that I tell you what, the team that calls the timeout usually does very well straight afterwards, better than the other team.
You know, that is the norm, Mike. However, in the game with Schmidt and Hargraves, Greeball and Rose Van Reek did call a timeout and immediately lost the game afterwards.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been known to be wrong. You know, that's not a first for sure.
Both teams have one timeout
Sorry, mate.
remaining.
Don't mean to put you
Thanks for
on
that.
6-8-1.
Oh, there's the
Second
speed up,
server.
and it's almost like
Hey,
there was an immediate error
almost.
after timeout.
What happened there, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
8-2.
Chalk went up for the blonde.
Ooh, communication miss up there between Hargraves and Schmidt.
Yeah, I think Amelia was expecting Mitch to be on top of that one. You know, she had sort of isolated Lucas, and Mitch was sliding to the middle there and
7-8-2.
sitting on that forehand. Normally he'd pummel that.
Well left. Katie Hart letting that one go.
Eight, 8-2.
Read it like a book. Mitchell Hargraves down the left side.
Yeah, I love the move by Lucas there. He did stretch over. He just didn't quite get it where he needed to. And with players at this level, your attacks need to be placed in the right spot. Placement over power all day. Be great if you had placement and power, but you definitely have to have placement. And going straight into Mitch's left hip there, that's going to be countered with that backhand all day.
9-8-1.
Got to get it into that right hand, right side.
Yep, relentless by Pasco.
Second server.
Look, Lucas did a great job to finish, but you know that's one of the big areas that Katie Hart has done a huge improvement in, is her ability to not only dink unattackable balls, but then also move it around a bit. She went cross court to Amelia. She went down the line to Mitch. Nothing that she gave was attackable, and consequently, Lucas was able to get into the
9-8-2.
point and end up finishing it. Really big improvement area for her.
And that's a body. Speaking of bodies, Katie Hart did cop one to the cheek yesterday. Hopefully she's doing okay, Mike. You were there with her.
She did, yeah. She had got one right in
10-8-2.
the cheek, and that threw her off for a little bit in MLP yesterday. But she's back firing today. All of them are firing.
Quintessential. There it is.
Right out.
And again, hate to reiterate things, but that pattern of Amelia going line, thinking that Lucas is not there, has not worked at all for her.
18-1.
Lucas is sitting on that one and springs over to the side and finishes it. So they've got a chance to get back into it here. 8-10 on a 1. They've got to play smart, wait for their opportunities.
Point.
Great
Okay.
job.
Just repeat cross dink. The error was there.
Yeah, again, as the pressure builds a little bit, Amelia's been rock solid with her dinks, but as the pressure builds towards the end of the game, all of a sudden a little bit of nerves. Great job there.
And we have a tied game now, Mike.
We're all tied up, and this is exactly where they should call that timeout with the momentum. With Lucas and Katie, Amelia and Mitch, the wily veteran team in their early 20s.
It's a bit like that. They've been in the game for so long.
Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it?
We are just here as they are having a bit of a breather. Mike, with your tennis experience, have you had the experience with coaching any of these other players or being around them in their tennis days?
Only Katie. I knew Lucas as a tennis player a little bit, and and Amelia, not in coaching, but actually Katie Hart's last tennis match, her official last tournament, her last match was against Amelia Schmidt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she played at KDV on the Gold Coast. They played a singles match. Katie snuck that one out, went on to do well in the tournament. But, they've known each other for a while, back to the tennis days. Lucas was a good tennis player on the Gold Coast, and Mitch was a fantastic tennis player in a little bit of a different time. We won't go into Mitch's age compared to these other three, but he is the, let's just call him the veteran of the group. At what, 26, 25?
Yeah, he's well respected is what he is. The players have recommenced the court.
All right.
Hard to bring it in, 10-10.
Let's see what happens here, Dylan. My timeout theory.
Yep, Mike, you might have me in this one, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. That one definitely slowed him down a bit, but they still have a second serve. So 10-10 on a 2.
10-10-2.
Great job by Lucas again. Amelia going down that line, testing him. I don't know if Amelia and Mitch have a coach sitting on their sideline over there, but I'd be coming up with a different game plan than that.
Point game.
And that is game. The combination of Pascoe and Hart taking the first one. Absolute screamer as expected. 2-point Pickleball, the lead going in the way of Hart and Pascoe. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bounce into a commercial break. We'll be back live straight here with our game 2 for our semi-final action straight after this.
What's your duper?
Welcome back, everyone. PPA Tour Australia, Dylan Kimlin, Mike Neal, game 2.
Well, that's what we need to see in game 2 is a super tight game 1, 12-10 to Katie and Lucas, but Mitch needs to start imposing himself, and, I have seen him do that. Actually, I think where he plays his best mixed doubles is when he really starts taking 70% of the court at least and really starting to be aggressive. He's that good that he can, just dominate a game. Missed one there, but that's what he needs to do. He needs to really start looking to push the offense.
0-0-2.
That's gone wide.
Nice. That was great dinking from Amelia across court there. We're going to, again, see quite a bit of that. The ladies on the right side going with their cross-court dinks and just see who's going to be more consistent or pop it up.
Point.
Mitch again testing Lucas down his line there. He's sliding a little too far to the middle, and Mitch is going to keep him honest. I like that shot by Mitch.
Yeah, and Mike, we've just had confirmation from our second semi-final that Townsend and Wild have won that game.
Well, you know, that doesn't surprise me. They were playing on fire in the quarterfinal match and beat a real good team of Ryan Henry and Mickey Hyatt. And
3-0-2.
Continue that fine form.
yeah, and there are, you know, PPA
Time 1 minute. Scores
winners
4-0-2.
from Brisbane.
That's right.
The end of last season. So they gel very well.
Yep.
Just like both these teams. And we've got a quick 4-0 lead from Hargraves and Schmidt. And rightly so. Katie and Lucas call a timeout. See if they can break a little momentum. Have a drink. Have a chat. There's not a lot that they need to really talk about other than maybe keep the ball away from Mitch for a few.
Yep.
He's definitely took part in 3 of those 4-point wins. Amelia had some good dink and cross court with Katie on the other one. But they probably need to get back into the pattern that they did in the first game, which was try and isolate a little bit more of Amelia and wait for her to go down the line. Lucas was sitting on that most of the time, or speed up cross court. Katie can sit on that forehand in the middle.
Katie Lucas, she's got 1 timeout. Mitch Amelia still got 2 timeouts. The score is 4-0-2.
And we're off.
Oh.
Well, I'm really going to take it to Lucas because he just thwarted my theory, you know, of the timeout theory. You had the winner there. I could have gone up on you again, Dylan, but now we're back to even on the timeouts. I have to get into him on the practice courts on that one.
Oh, the
Great
ATP
job.
is exquisite. Amelia Schmidt down the right side.
Yeah, Katie just got that cross-court topspin dink a little bit too wide, and then at this level, most of the time they're going to take that ATP and get control of the point.
Side out.
And
Yeah.
that's a specialist heart shot there, nice and high. You know it's coming back fast.
Yeah, another good area of improvement. These players, you know, from a tennis
0-6-1.
background, they quite often swing at the volleys with a big backswing, and it's about learning to just set that paddle in front and flick it a little bit rather than do a big swing from the shoulder. And
Point.
I think all these players have made a great job of transitioning from that as a tennis player to a pickleball player. It's one of the big areas. You need to learn how to do
1-6-1.
that at the high level. Great hands and reflexes from Lucas there.
I was about to say, Mike, do you find that Pascoe has a slightly
2-6-1.
unorthodox play style?
Yeah, you know, look, he's he can create some interesting shots like that forehand
serve.
off the net there, but he has a really good sense of where the paddle is, where the paddle head is, and so he, you know, his backhand flick is,
2-6-2.
you know, kind of similar to like Riley Newman, who's a bit unorthodox. He kind of sets the paddle there and holds it, and then just
Points.
can do all kinds of stuff with it, which is ultimately it's
17, 1
fantastic
minute.
when you get control over that and you can be consistent and create spin and power. It's very, very difficult to tell what he's going to do. He can flick lobs, he can flick attacks to all different locations, and you know, I'd say his backhand attack is a lot better than his forehand even.
Yeah, his double-handed backhand is renowned and feared here in the Australian pickleball scene. We have a timeout on the side of Hargraves and Schmidt, I believe, as the players are just having a bit of a conversation on the left side of screen. It's been a doozy of a weekend, and we have to thank all of our volunteers and referees for getting behind all of our players. These events simply do not happen without them. I was speaking to official Campbell, who's actually in the middle of the court, about his refereeing experience thus far. He said it's been great. He needs to remind himself to not ball watch. It's hard as a ref to not enjoy the game. He's there for a job. But
Timing, both
best
teams
seats
have
in the
one
house,
timeout
as
remaining.
well as our viewers here at home. We can get
Score is
started once more.
3-6-2.
3-6-2, Pascoe to serve.
Bad luck. I mean, that's a great
out.
play by Lucas, though. We love that move. Started the attack, and he has the momentum, and so he just kept crossing over and just barely missed
6-3-1.
that finishing forehand. And just checking, who called that timeout before Dylan? Was that Hargraves and Schmidt that called that timeout?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Good. There we go again. Lucas showing
Second
some
server.
incredibly quick reflexes. Mitch had a really offensive Ernie opportunity there, and he actually
6-3-2.
executed it pretty well, but unlucky that just some fast hands.
Hustle from Hart,
Right out.
sprinting in through the left to set that up.
Yeah, look, that was a great serve out wide to Katie Hart, and she had to cover a lot of territory to get all the way across on that unwind there.
3-6-1.
That switch, and she was able to do it.
Pasco's starting to
Points.
take control now. There's that shot you mentioned from Schmidt again.
Yeah, that down the line ball that's just not working. She's definitely showing her tenacity to try and make sure that she gets one, but she
4-6-1.
hasn't got one yet. And they've ultimately that ball
Second
stayed
server.
in play a little longer, but it didn't finish with that counter by Lucas. But they ended up winning the point anyway. It's just not a pattern that's working for her.
4-6-2.
Katie
Right
got
out.
exactly what she wanted. I mean, that's exactly what you're trying to do, is just keep thinking cross till you get a ball that sits up just that little bit that you feel like you can attack, and just didn't execute that attack down the line at Mitch. But right idea. I'm sure she'll keep
6-4-1.
running that play.
Second server.
Pasco, he has crazy arm length, Mike, when he gets those smash opportunities.
6-4-2.
Yeah, and some of those reaches, it hurts my shoulder just looking at it. But, yeah, these guys on both sides can do that very well, especially towards their forehands. They just reach out and... Well, that was
Right out.
a really interesting shot from Mitch there on defense. I guess we'd call it a two-handed forehand
Yeah,
chop.
4-6-1.
Yeah, exactly.
But it worked. Didn't win the point, but he did get it back down low and reset it.
You're a fan of
Second server.
volleyball, Mike, and that there looked like a little bit of keepy-uppy from the players on court.
I reckon 2 of those balls were out, but everything's happening so fast that and when it's
4-6-2.
up there, you don't want to not hit it, because you can usually do something offensive with the ball
Point.
that's up that high. You don't want to see it float past you and drop in. So you go ahead and play it just to make sure you take the advantage if it's there.
5-6-2.
We got Pasco and Hart working their way back into this. Oh,
Relentless.
wow.
Relentless from Pasco, never giving them an inch.
That's right. But a great job to get that reset and then try and work their way
6-6-2.
back into the net. Just missed that one in the net on her way back in there from Amelia. Ooh,
Side out.
Lucas is going to want that one back. Again, that's a little bit of a momentum killer there. When you're working your way back in, you don't want to give those free points on the third. You're the serving team. You've got the serve in. They've got the return short. You've got to get the
6-6-1.
pressure on them there and get up to that net. Great counter there. Again, Mitch made the right move, but he just didn't quite place it in the right spot, and it makes it a lot easier for
6-6-2.
Lucas to counter that. If he got it over towards that right shoulder or right hip, then it's a lot easier for him to be successful.
Side out.
It's very difficult for Lucas to counter if it's there, but a lot easier when it's off to the left.
Mike, I know you're a Gold Coast resident. Are you how does it feel seeing such an amazing PPA Tour
6-6-1.
event here?
Oh, I love it. I mean, especially compared to last year. Adam and I, the guru gun from the boss man,
Second server.
we were talking about it earlier this week. Last year they ran an event here, maybe the second event of the crew, and this is
6-6-2.
worlds different. This is fantastic. Just not only just the level of play, but the program they're putting on here is fantastic for the players, and I just love seeing all these players getting together and being able to compete against each other. It's helping our level in Asia Pacific, really improve. These players would not be at this level if they didn't have this tour, this group behind it of Pacific Pickleball that's doing these wonderful things. So I'm very grateful for them, as I'm sure all the players are as well.
Yep. I agree with everything you've just said, Mike. It's been an absolute pleasure calling this event. As Schmidt is back on court, currently 6-6-1.
And the other thing that we don't see, you know, because it's not on the live stream here, but there's tons of courts outside, and the whole tournament is still goes all the way down to the recreational level. There's Masters, there's Opens, there's, you know, all kinds. There's a junior event. So even though we don't see it on the live stream, there's so much going on for the pickleball playing community throughout all of Australia, New Zealand, Asia Pacific. You know, this is just fantastic to have an event of this caliber in our backyard. You know, I love it.
All gone wide, and yeah, you're spot on, Mike. I have a couple of my juniors that I coached that played throughout the weekend, and they have absolutely loved it. I know they were like kids in a candy shop seeing all of their favorite players tearing it up. It's great to see.
Yeah, and it's also good for, you know, some of the locals that train here. Their parents can come out, their friends can come out, their family. You know, it's great.
Oh, hands are flying. Schmidt with the ATP set up.
Yeah, good defense there on the ATP defense by Lucas, but Mitch and Amelia just kept control, and battled through it.
6-6-1. Points.
Here we go. They're starting to fire.
Again, Amelia had a good drive, but it just sat up at Lucas, and he didn't quite get that ball down. We always want to see when you got that chest, shoulder high ball and you're up at the net, you want to get it down. He hit it at Mitch, and it was kind of waist-high level, and Mitch is able to put that one back. It's a lot more difficult if you get it down near the shoes, so really like to see that placement down over power.
7-6-2.
Well, you know, I hate to say it, but Katie's control there down at Amelia's feet. There you go. It's either not coming back, or if it's coming back, it's usually going to be up. It's very difficult when that ball is down at your feet, whether it's a volley or bouncing, especially to get it back reset down low. And Katie then finished it with a big forehand up above. The shoulders. Oh, bad luck there. Amelia had played such a great point up to that with a huge reflex reset, but Lucas just flicked one in with that top spin. And that's something that these paddles really do better than they did a couple years ago, and that's get spin on the ball. That ball just dropped right in.
Well, it's time out here, Mike. We are going to bounce into another commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. And as we have a breath, we can all settle down for this crazy game too. We'll be back right here straight after this. Welcome back, everyone. PPA Tour Australia semi-final action underway. Katie, hard to bring it in. Close game here for our second one.
Yeah, buckle up, Dylan. We're going to see some fireworks here. These guys are going to get pretty intense and see if they can pull this, pull the match out for Lucas and Katie, if they can sneak this game out. And Mitch and Amelia are going to be working their hardest to get it to 3, having lost the first game.
Yeah, and it has
Side
to be
out.
said, Mike, whoever does go through, it's going to be a terrific game against Danielle Townsend and Joey Wild. Ooh,
7-7-1.
fireworks on display here at Gold Coast.
Yeah, there's no easy matches. So you're going to be having to perform at your top level, executing your patterns and your shots, just like Mitch did there. Got a really good crossover forehand attack into Lucas's body, and then, you know, it's the old 1-2 punch. He's not trying to win it. He's literally going
8-7-1.
straight at Lucas's body, and then he's going to win it with the next shot that sits up. That's the pattern we're all looking for.
Points.
Ooh, Lucas was ready for that one. Amelia's favorite bounce, speed up cross court. Lucas just wasn't quite ready for that forehand.
9-7-1.
Yeah, 2-point lead, 2 points still victory here for Hargraves
Okay.
and Schmidt.
I reckon there'll be a timeout called if Katie and Lucas don't get this one. Might need to make them think about game point. What a play, what a
wow.
play. Great fake the Ernie there. And, you know, again, part of that moving and faking the Ernie when the ball's straight ahead in front of Katie at Mitch there is just to make him
9-7-2.
think about her and get him to try and move the ball to someplace that she wants him to put it, not where he wants.
Bang.
Right out.
That is put away. Hearts fired up. They get the ball back.
Don't need to tell Katie what to do with that high
7-9-1.
forehand. She'll smack it down all day. Let's see if they can get a few points now.
Oh, wow. Whoa, Hargraves
Second
flying
server.
through it. Mitchell finishing that one. Those resets from Lucas were ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a great point overall. It's good to see these
7-9-2.
points being won. You know, there's not a lot of unforced errors happening. They're all playing pretty well, and they're really forcing each other to do something special to win the point. Great resets by Amelia there, and then just a great ball by Lucas down low and out wide on her backhand side. That's so tough to reset from back there.
8-9-2.
Easy.
Side out.
Simple speed up there from Hargraves. Causes the pop-up. Easy put away.
Yeah, right into Katie's body, and again, the 1-2 punch, and that's, you know, that's what we're all looking for up there. He's
9-8-1.
purposely gone straight into her quick and then looking to finish. Executed perfectly by old Mitchie. And
Second
executed
server.
perfectly by Lucas, getting the ball down again. He smacked it down into the ground, and
9-8-2.
pretty normal that ball will pop up like Mitch just did there.
Oh, wow. Schmidt running a marathon. Couldn't get it back over, though.
Yeah, you're right about that. They were moving her left to right and forward, you know, backward, forward, left, right, all over the place, and finally got a
Time out
shot.
17, 1 minute.
Now, that's something interesting that I like to see. As the serving team, they're not trying to break any momentum or anything. They just decided to take a timeout and relax.
Yep.
And they'll be serving at 8-9-1. They just want to think things over, go through their game plan, decide what they want to do, and see if they can come out and execute it.
I'm curious, Mike, with your coaching expertise, at the late stages of the game in something as close as this, as a coach, what would you be talking to your team about?
Well, look, I mean, yes, it's 8-9 and it's very close, but Katie and Lucas are up a game. So they've really got nothing to lose here. Mitch and Amelia have more of the pressure on them because they need to convert this game to stay in it. So Lucas and Katie can take a few chances if they'd like, whereas I really feel like Mitch and Amelia need to play rock solid. They need to go with their high percentages. I think, you know, Katie and Lucas have a lot of firepower, and you might see Lucas try and pull the trigger on something that he likes that, you know, might be a little unexpected. But they're going to get this serve in. I think they're probably going to get up to the net and maybe work from there, maybe a third shot drop and try and get in and see if they can create a ball that they feel comfortable pulling the trigger.
Triggers being pulled. That drive from Pascoe was unreal.
Yeah, the drive and the
Recovery.
8-9-2.
backhand attack by Mitch's hands were fantastic there. Great job from Mitch.
Point.
Great dinking from Katie to set that up. That really, Lucas had a nice high ball off of a tough dink,
9-9-2.
and Amelia just popped it up a little bit. We got 9-9.
Oh, reset from hard is incredible. And now they find themselves with a game and match point.
Yeah, and we're seeing Lucas, he likes that forehand drive. He's hit it a couple times and tried to follow it in, so I imagine he'll try and do that, or maybe Katie will dink and get in.
That was a pretty wild swing there from Schmidt, and it worked.
Worked, yeah.
Yeah, desperate measures at these crunch times here. Schmidt and Hargraves need one more to tie things up.
9-10-1.
Oh, Lucas Pascoe with the strike.
Lucas with the scorpion, got low, forehand straight over, popped it right back at Mitch with the counter.
9-10-2.
Great, again, that's what we were talking about earlier. Lucas has just got phenomenal hands.
Tied game, 10-10. Oh, boy.
Bit tight on that backhand volley from Katie there. It's one of the few that she's missed.
10-10-2.
Get them a 10-10 tie. They need a quick side out here.
Side out.
Oof, oof.
That's a side out. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is game 2. The
10-10-1.
duo of Pascoe and Hart took the first one. Poaching
that is-
Pascoe, leeching up.
Unbelievable moving. You know, Katie's been rolling that forehand over at Amelia, and Lucas has been crashing, and Amelia's handled it really well. She
11-10-1.
rolled it at Mitch that time and allowed Lucas to crash across to his forehand. Great play by Lucas.
Second server.
The point before. That was probably not his most spectacular moment there,
11-10-2.
missing a third shot when you've got match point. You want to put the pressure on.
Oh, talk about
Side
pressure,
out.
Mike. It is really starting to mount here. Tension extreme. Schmidt and Hargraves getting it back for the game 2. They must score again to tie it up to an 11-11 game.
Yeah, so sitting pretty good at 10-11 on a 1.
10-11-1.
Oh, discipline by Hart. I thought she was going to go for it.
There's not many that she lets go when they're up that high unless she's absolutely sure they're out, and she was on that
10,
one.
11, 2.
Great smash by Lucas, though.
Combination is so good. Schmidt and Hargraves once again.
And, you know, what set that whole point up was Mitch's serve out wide to Katie on that
11,
left
11,
side,
2.
and they weren't able to switch. And then they got in Katie into some dinking, and she popped one up on that side. Not her comfortable side over there on the left.
There we go. They have dug so deep here and now find themselves back into a game point situation.
12. Yeah, your serve, Mitch. 12-11-2.
Great deep
Side
return
out.
there by Katie, and that really made a big difference. Amelia missed that third shot.
11-12-1.
And we go again. Tied game once more. How high can we go? Ooh, boy. This is going to keep on building.
12-12-1.
Oh, and a let
Point.
cord at 12-12. Unfortunate. Let's just say Colin Johns will be going crazy.
13, 12,
And we find
1.
ourselves with a match point situation once more. No, that
Well,
was exquisite. Double-handed backhand down the right
You kidding
side.
me? She hasn't won on that pattern all day, and at 12-12-1, she
13,
decides to
12,
test
2.
it again, and she wins for the first time in the match with that down-the-line pattern.
Absolute insanity.
Great
Lucas
play.
Pascoe, continual strikes down the right side.
Unbelievable.
And they've taken it, Mike. They've taken the match. We are going through to the gold medal now. Katie Hart, Lucas Pascoe, Danielle Townsend, and Joey Wild. Oh, man.
Fantastic match. Great playing there. Amelia did her best to reset a few balls, get him back in, keep it low. And Pascoe and Hart just too strong there. That's a great win for them.
Yep.
They were both individually playing great this tournament, and now as a team, this is easily one of their best results that they've ever had as a team.
Yep.
It's nice to see both of them playing at that high level. Mitch and Amelia don't have anything to be ashamed about. They've done a great job to get here, and they're a veteran team, and they almost pulled that second game out, and
So close.
then it's a coin toss for the third. The momentum shift, they could easily could have had that, but just missed out.
Yep. Said it perfectly, mate. It's super duper close, and they will go through to the bronze medal. Mike, thank you for jumping in the booth. We now have some gold medal action to get ready for here at PPA Tour Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get our players ready to go. We'll be back live straight after this commercial break here for the gold at Gold Coast.
What's your duper?
Welcome back to the Gold Coast for the PPA Australia Tour event here at the beautiful Royal Pines Resort. And we've got the gold medal match of the mixed doubles. And what a gold medal match. And I'm joined in the commentary box by none other than the super podcaster himself from the Slam Jam podcast, Adam Hall.
Hello, Gordon Watson. It's so good to be here with you. The conditions couldn't be any better, folks. The sun is out. There's a nice light breeze just coming through at the moment, but we're so looking forward to this gold medal match.
Oh my God, it's mouth-watering. It's absolutely, it's an I suppose you could call it an Aussie-New Zealand sort of showdown.
Yeah, that's an interesting vibe here. We've got Katie Hart, who is actually born in New Zealand, but resides here in Australia.
Trains on the Gold Coast.
Trains on the Gold Coast,
Yeah.
correct. And then we've got New Zealand Hustle's own Danielle Townsend. Now, she's Australian. We must say she's Australian, but she's actually playing in the MLP for the New Zealand Hustle. Then we've got her partner will be Joey Wild, the defending champs from our Brisbane event, PPA, back in May, Gordon.
Yep. And then, of course, to round it out was the Season 1 MLP Australia draft, #1 draft pick, Lucas Pascoe, who's just had a phenomenal tournament.
That last game, the semi-final game where they defeated the pairing of Mitch Hargraves and Amelia Schmidt, also defending champions. They've knocked them off on their way to the top here, Gordon Watson.
And I must say, like, Lucas, for me, in this tournament, has lifted to a whole new level. And I think it's a lot to do with that work that he did between Season 1 and Season 2 with Wes Gabrielson in the US, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he's probably been complimented also by being selected by the Fast Fours with one of our best captains in George Wall. You know, a very steadying hand, the thinking man's pickleballer.
The thinking man's pickleballer, he sure is. And we're about to get underway. Danielle Townsend has the ball in her hand, and here we go. It's the gold medal mixed doubles on the Gold Coast. Speed up from Townsend, pays dividends. Was a nice counter from Hargraves.
You mean Pascoe.
0-0-1.
Sorry, Pascoe. Jeez.
Point.
I was looking across at the bronze medal match there, Adam.
1-0-1.
A nice little play there by Joey Wild, catching Katie Hart in the transition area in the middle of the court, not where you want to be playing shots from.
Ooh, just flying wide. So on our second stream, I'm just talking of Mitch Hargraves. He's in the bronze medal match with Amelia Schmidt and Hassan Esquivel.
Oh, that's too high. Lucas Pascoe and dealt with by Joey Wild there.
He just spanked that right at the shoes. Perfect placement.
And well countered there by Katie Hart. Again, one probably a bit too high by Lucas Pascoe. Was hit to the feet by Joe Wild of Katie Hart, but she dug it out, forced the error.
So I notice courtside, so Pascoe and Hart, coached by super coach Mike Newell.
2-0-1.
And I notice Coach K there as well, Adam.
Through the middle by Joey Wild there. Yeah, Gordo, you could say two coaches on the side of one team is an unfair advantage, but and Coach K is one of those coaches. Wowee.
They're bringing in the big guns.
Side up.
We just see in these early stages both sides just feeling each other out,
0-2-1.
unwilling to show their true hand just yet. Some clean winners now coming at the fingertips of Joey Wild.
1-2-1.
Oh, getting the
Second
roll.
server. One, two, two.
Nice deep return from Hart.
Straight up.
It's amazing what a good deep return can do to set your rally up. See what Pascoe and Hart can do here.
2-1-1.
Early stages of the gold medal mixed doubles.
Oh, wow.
Point.
Katie Hart with the defense on the ATP, and she finds the line with a big, big smile on her face.
3-1-1.
Oh, but
Second
finding the
server.
net on that occasion.
3-1-2. 3-1-2. I'll call again. 3-1-2.
ATP from
Right up.
Danielle Townsend.
Answering the ATP of Hart. So it's an ATP off right now.
1-3-1.
Nice.
Oh, the reflexes there by Lucas Pascoe to protect his face.
It was a great spot from Townsend, but Lucas was right there.
1-3-2. Top. That's a fault. Served while I was calling.
Oh,
Side out.
and a service error, serving whilst the referee was calling the score.
3-1-1.
Lovely drive from Pascoe.
Second server.
Nice composure there for Wild and Townsend just to flush what just happened out there.
3-1-2. Point.
Point to Pascoe and Hart. Close start to this gold medal match in the mixed doubles here at the beautiful Royal Pines Resort on the Gold Coast.
4-1-2.
And that ball
Side
there
out.
just going to the net off Pascoe. Score currently 4-1. Pascoe and
1-4-1.
Hart against our defending champions, Wild and Townsend. Oh, Lucas Pascoe, Gordon.
Superb play from Pascoe. How did he read that so early? Just that Ernie backhand flick
1-4-2.
cross court, just poetic.
Side out.
And that ball goes in, Gordon Watson. And we're seeing some really provocative play here from Lucas Pascoe. The youngest male in this tournament at 17 years of age.
You forget how
1-1.
young he is, Adam. He has literally got the pickleball world on his feet.
And he gets the net cord roll in his favour there.
Well, he sort of deserves that.
call.
Fortune favouring the
Timeout call,
brave
Stephen.
there from
5-1-1.
Pascoe. And a timeout called. Wild and Townsend have seen enough. It's a very convincing start by Pascoe and Hart whilst they go and have a chat to their two coaches. Townsend and Wild just have a chat with themselves. And if anyone can regain some composure, it is the defending champions.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience on that side of the court in these big games. Obviously, they're coming to a back-to-back gold medal match here. But the pairing here of Katie Hart and Lucas Pascoe, there's so much youth and exuberance over on that side of the court. Katie Hart, of course, the Eastern Rush captain in the MLP Australia event here. She has had a interesting weekend. Yesterday featuring in our gold medal match of the women's event with Rose Van Reek against Liz Trueluck and Jamie Way, where ultimately...
And what a match that was.
Well, yeah, ultimately they were defeated. However, picking up a silver medal for those two girls was
Huge.
something that was just, yeah, it is huge for their combination. And this combination right here now in the gold medal
Time in,
match, she's looking to go
5-1-1.
one better.
Just wide.
And I really love the presence of mind there from Pascoe.
6-1-1.
He had a choice to make. Do I hit this or will it go wide? He made the right choice.
Oh, nice
Second
punch
server.
from Townsend down the middle. Quick hands.
6-1-2.
Oh, the reflexes there,
Point.
Gordon.
What an adjustment by Pascoe there.
That's why you stand right at the kitchen. And often, when you're at the kitchen, you want to be almost on your tippy toes.
7-1-2.
Anything can happen at that kitchen line.
Side out.
Side out here and some points needed by Wild and Townsend. What can they do here?
1-7-1.
Nice deep return from Pascoe.
And Joe Wild and Danielle Townsend trying to really rev themselves up now, trying to chase down this deficit.
2-7-1.
A little bit of a sluggish start, not their usual fire, but I'm sure that's to come.
Yeah, to be quite honest,
Second server.
Gordo, there's just too much fire on the opposition side of the net. When you look at Pascoe and Hart, we've got a righty-lefty
7-2.
combo. We've got forehands down the middle. And when you see them overhand slam, the ball generally goes well away. Good bite.
Point.
But they're starting to accumulate some points, these Wild and Townsend.
Yeah,
3-7-2.
look for the switch here. Pascoe giving the sign to Hart. Nice flick from
Point.
Danielle.
And that one was big, Gordon. We've seen time and time again the battle between Townsend and Pascoe has been won by Pascoe, but on that
4-7-2.
occasion, Townsend intelligently went to his backhand side. Oh, body bag situation, Lucas
Right
Pascoe.
So Joey going with the Ernie, the first Ernie, but whatever your Ernie, I can do better, says Pascoe.
7-4-1.
Oh, the miscommunication.
server.
Normally we see errors, but in that turn, it pays off.
It was almost like one was throwing the dummy. and
Lucky break.
7-4-2.
Nice dig from Hart.
Side
Now
out.
the points just really starting to accumulate now. At the start of service, the scoreline was 1-7. They've now got it back
4-7-1.
to 4-7.
Starting to read those patterns a little bit
Second
better,
server.
Hart and Wild. Sorry,
4-7-2.
Wild and Townsend.
Side out.
I'd like to say power over precision there, but there was a fair bit of power in that.
And
But the
precision.
precision was exquisite.
7-4-1.
Nice slice return from Danielle,
server.
just mixing up the speed of the game.
7-4-2.
Oh,
Point.
lovely 1-2 from the Hart-Pascoe combination.
And this one's shaping up to be a key battle between Pascoe and Townsend. I've always described Townsend as that perfect
4-2.
hybrid between the male game and the female game, but she's going to be truly tested against the male game of Lucas Pascoe here. She passes the test as we speak, Gordon Watson.
Showing the moves of her own there with that Ernie. And that's what you've got to love about Danielle Townsend. She's not daunted by anybody. Mixed doubles, doubles, you name it. Whoever's on the other side of the court, she'll go after them
4-8-2.
if they're there to go after. And there's another example of her going straight ahead at Pascoe and getting the dividend.
5-8-2. Point. Timeout called.
And we
6-8-2
see Katie
receiver.
Hart and Lucas Pascoe just decide to take a timeout here now, Gordon Watson. And, geez, it's been a hot, quick affair here.
Oh, it's matching the temperature outside. It's hot on court and hot off court.
And let's stand by. We're just going to take a short moment for a little break. We'll be back very shortly. And welcome back to this gold medal match at the PPA Gold Coast between the duo of Katie Hart and Lucas Pascoe versing their opponents, Joey Wild and Danielle Townsend. And scoreline is
Time
this,
in.
currently
6-8-2.
Pascoe and Hart 8-6 up in this gold medal match.
Point.
And a few times now we've seen Danielle Townsend taking on Lucas Pascoe. She's not taking a backward step, but the momentum has shifted in this battle, Gordo.
Definitely,
7-8-2.
they've clawed their way right back into this. They got off to that sluggish start. They were down by 5, and they've worked their way to within 1. And there's Townsend again going directly at Pascoe. And they're ready for the counter when it comes back, and that's
8-8-2.
what's causing Hart and Pascoe trouble. They've just got to do a little bit more with that counter, maybe take a little bit of power off it, get it back at the toes.
Side out. Eight, 8-1.
We're locked up at 8-8. It's game 1 of the gold medal mixed doubles.
Nice by Pascoe. Get some of his own back on Danielle Townsend there.
He'll like that. And so will Katie Hart.
9-8-1.
She's pumped. Oh,
And a bit of net cord getting involved in that one. Bit unfortunate for Katie Hart there. Couldn't get a read
9-8-2.
on it.
Point.
going
Almost
down.
a body bag there on Danielle Townsend. She did get a paddle on it, but now we're seeing a fight back from Lucas Pascoe with those speed ups
Yes, correct.
directly at his cross-court opponent in Danielle Townsend.
10-8-2.
So that's an
So
intriguing
game
battle.
point here. Oh,
Side out.
Way to go there from Townsend and Wild, saving a game point.
so the
8-10-1.
door is still open here for Wild and Townsend. Oh,
Second server. A 10-2.
Can they push Pascoe and Hart here?
Great
what?
defensive lob
Point.
there from Danielle Townsend. 2 in a row just to get them back into that point, and ultimately they take the point.
Perfect
9-10
example of
two.
turning defense into offense. And Wild
Point.
sitting on that counter again. This time the open was there, down the middle. Pascoe caught out of position,
10-10-2.
and we're locked up at 10-10. Oh, and
Point.
just wide from Hart, and we've all of a sudden got a game point for
11-10-2.
Wild and Townsend.
Point. Game.
What a fight
minutes.
back, Adam Hall.
Well, what a fight back indeed there, Gordon Watson. We saw in that match Pascoe and Hart well and truly in control of it from the outset, and somehow, some way, Townsend and Wild, our defending champs, have come all the way
Have
back.
found a way, and they just hung in there. They just hung tough and just grounded out, and they just needed that 1 point, that one side out, and they've turned it into the first game of the gold medal match here. Now all the work is in front of them for Pascoe and Hart. Mike Newell, their coach, just giving them some instructions, probably just wanting to settle them down a little bit, because psychologically they had that game in the bag, Adam.
And the situation is this, folks. We've just concluded the first game of our gold medal match. It's a best of 3 sets to 11 points. Must win by 2, and we just saw that then. 12-10 was our game 1 scoreline. Now, if we get to a third game, we will also see a switch of ends. So it's now time for Katie Hart and Lucas Pascoe to avenge. They're going to be attempting to take out game 2 and force this to a 3-game gold medal match. It's been an intriguing battle so far between Lucas Pascoe and Danielle Townsend. Who do you see as the main winner of that battle so far, Gordon?
Well, if you're looking at the scoreboard, you'd have to give first dibs to Danielle. She really has led on the front foot all match. She hasn't been daunted. She's just gone for it, and you've got to give her credit.
Side out.
She's really been impressive so far. And don't forget,
0-0-1.
on our second stream, we've got our bronze medal match over on court 2. Show
Point.
court 2 between Mitch Hargraves, Michelle Esquivel and Bryson Haas. But this is where the action is, Adam. The gold medal match on the Gold Coast.
1-0-1. Point.
Now that's the third error in a row for young Lucas Pascoe, and at the change of ends, we thought we might
3-0-1.
see a change in momentum, but so far it's back again with Wild and Townsend.
Second server.
And I've just jinxed them, haven't I, Gordo? Wild puts one into the tape.
2-0-2.
Oh, and
Point.
Caitlin Hart. I'd be inclined to nip this one in the bud if I was Coach Newell and call
3-0-2.
for, or take a timeout, because you cannot. This is game 2. They've got to go for gold here, literally. And
Point.
now it's another point.
4-0-2.
4-0-2. This is a great, strong start from
Side out.
Townsend and Wild. Opting to back themselves here, Hart and Lucas.
0-4-1.
Not going for that timeout. Now, can they convert here? Danielle,
server.
again, going to Pascoe.
Yeah, we saw that in game one. She didn't often engage with his
0-4-2.
backhand side, but when she did, she won the point, and she's just got point number 2 on him there.
She was going straight
Point.
back at Pascoe then. Luckily, he dodged a bullet.
And this was a really good side out just
1-4-2.
now by Pascoe and Hart. They need to score a point from now on.
Side up.
A nice probing speed up there from the wild man himself. Earns his team the side out.
1-1.
Lovely deep serve from Townsend. Great pickup. Oh, super hands. Oh, Adam Hall. Incredible hands there. Great counters. That rally had everything.
5-1-1.
Oh,
what a
Caitlin.
deft slice, backhand
server.
across the face of Danielle Townsend. All she could do was watch it hang, drop, fall away from her.
It was like watching something in slow motion.
5-1-2.
Oh, Caitlin going for the
Point.
Ernie herself. Just a
Timeout
bit
call.
too low,
6-1-2
and there's the
receiver.
timeout. So in a little bit of trouble here, Pascoe and Hart down a game, and now down convincingly here in the second game.
And we're just going to take a short breather. Gordon Watson, catch our composure, and we'll be joining you back very soon. Welcome back to this gold medal match, PPA Gold Coast, powered by Joola. If you're only just joining us, game one has been taken out by the pairing of Wild and Townsend, our reigning champions.
Oh,
Point.
And they currently have a now 7-1 lead in game two of this best of three gold medal match against Katie Hart and Lucas Pascoe.
7-1-2.
Pascoe and Hart just looking for answers right now.
oh, that's a
Point.
superb third shot drop from Townsend.
And the alarm bells are well and truly going off now, Gordon.
8-1-2.
They haven't put a foot wrong,
Point.
Townsend and Wild. They got off to that sluggish start in the first game, but they
9-1-2.
haven't looked back since. I wouldn't be surprised if we count it back that they've actually scored
Side out.
22-1.
1-9-1. Second server.
Gordon Watson. That was important
1-9-2.
for Wild and Townsend.
Oh, and
Side
you
out.
just cannot do that at this point in time. So the ball straight back in the hands
9-1-1.
of Wild and Townsend, and just their energy speaks volumes right now.
Second server. 9-1-2. I'll call it again. 9-1-2. Fault.
Oh, and a foot fault called on
Point.
Pascoe, so nothing going their way right now. And that brings up a gold medal point here. Townsend to bring it in for the gold medal.
10-1-2.
Nice dink rally. Oh, and just punching it wide. So the door still slightly ajar for Pascoe and Hart. What can they do here?
1-10-1. Point.
So there's 1 point.
2-10-1. Second server.
Danielle just like a wall today.
2-10-2.
And just that backhand flick from Townsend. 1 more point separates them from a gold medal. Back-to-back gold medals, Adam.
10-2-1.
Incredible performance if they can do it. Oh, and
Second server.
that was tantalising, Adam.
Well, Danielle Townsend there.
She was
I think the gold flashed before her.
going for that golden finish. And Caitlin Hart is not done with yet.
And they get the side out here, Gordon. And they get the serve back. Can score points now.
Can they build some points? That's 1.
Second server.
So I think Lucas just a bit too eager on that occasion, just a bit too low.
2-10-2.
And that one's just too high there from Katie Hart, and it was dealt with by Joey Wild. And they're going for
10-2-1.
match point number 3, golden medal point number 3. Can they do it this time?
Lucky third, perhaps.
Second
Not
server.
on that one.
Not on this watch.
10-2-2.
And that's drifted long, and that's the gold medal.
Unbelievable performance here by Danielle Townsend and Joey Wild, going back-to-back at PPA Gold Coast, carrying over from PPA Brisbane. Well, they went the long way to get there. After such an impressive game 1 from Lucas Pascoe and Katie Hart, they were really starting to run away with that game, but Townsend and Wild found some way to finish that game themselves. 12-10 the victors. Geez, they came out red hot in that game too.
Oh my God, it was like witnessing a complete turnaround, because when you look back at game 1, they were down, was it 6-1? So they've actually come back, taken that first game and then run away with it. It's just been a fantastic performance from this duo, and you'd have to say these two are something special.
Oh, big time. And the key battle there was between Danielle Townsend and Lucas Pascoe, and geez, toe-to-toe early on. It was tic-tac-toe. It was won evenly across, but ultimately, when Danielle Townsend started to pick apart the backhand side of Lucas Pascoe there, she started to really exploit a slower reaction that he's got on that side. Lucas Pascoe, his backhand is normally one of his stronger suits, but it's more so when he gets that double-handed and that roll. But the power that Danielle Townsend can generate in that perfect hybrid game between the male game and the female game, it's really, truly off-putting. Well, what a gold medal match, Gordon Watson.
Unbelievable. And we're going to be back with
MLP
very soon. What an afternoon of pickleball we've got. We've got the semi-finals of the MLP, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. So let's take a short break, Adam, and we'll be back very soon.
Thank you for joining us at PPA Gold Coast.